Wow. So we have some breaking Jets news here coming out from Connor Hughes. By the way, hopefully the lighting is okay here. I'm parked under a tree, but Connor Hughes has a couple of massive reports, one surrounding the second overall pick and then the other surrounding pick 16. So let's talk about pick 2 first, right? The New York Jets have canceled their top 30 visit with David Bailey. Now, one would ask the question, why? What is there to be gained from doing that? What's the benefit for canceling a top 30 visit with a player that you could very well draft at spot number 2? It leads me to 2 possible outcomes. Number 1, the Jets know who they're drafting at spot number 2, and it's not David Bailey. So why bring him in? Why waste time? The other outcome is they love David Bailey so much that they don't feel the need to bring him in. And that one you could look at that and roll your eyes and say, how realistic is that? There are teams that draft players and they don't even bother bringing them in for top 30 visits. However, if I had to guess, and this is something that I've really kind of stood firm on since January, I think the pick is going to be Arvo Reese. I could be dead wrong. It could be David Bailey. It could be Ruben Bain. It could be Carnell Tate, whoever. My guess is Reese. Daniel Jeremiah, Todd McShay, Peter Schrager, Albert Breer, everybody you listen to outside of Dane Brugler is pushing David Bailey. I just feel like it's going to be Reese. That's just my guess here. That's just my guess. So, again, according to Connor Hughes, the New York Jets are canceling their top 30 visit with edge rusher David Bailey. Man, it's going to be a crazy, crazy week, right? You have so much momentum going for David Bailey. I know it's like being reflective in like the Vegas odds and stuff like that. But I'm standing with Reese, right? I'm not coming off it. That was the prediction, right? As soon as the season ended, it's still the prediction now. We'll see what happens on draft night. Connor Hughes also had some info on pick 16. He reported that if the top 3 wide receivers are off the board, look at Colton Hood, cornerback from Tennessee. Now, Colton Hood is somebody that we've been talking about for months because of how good of a fit he is for the Aaron Glenn defense. Press man corner, very safe player, right? Has the body type, has the size, has the speed. I literally just earlier in the day, I filmed my top 50 big board. So I think the video, there's a lot of footage there, so I have to edit it down. That should be coming at some point soon, hopefully. But Colton Hood, for me, is my 22nd ranked player in the class. And that is considered high based off of the consensus, right? I know the consensus has him around like 35, 34, 33. I'm very high on Colton Hood. And again, something that we've been talking about for a long time is how good of a fit he is in the Aaron Glenn defense. And I truly believe that if Colton Hood steps foot in Florham Park tomorrow, he's the corner 2 immediately, but could, after maybe a couple weeks of training camp, be the corner 1, where he's following the number 1 wide receiver. From an off-field standpoint, he is, his bloodlines run deep, right? A bunch of his family members went to Auburn, who's a Colorado transfer. I'm a huge fan of Colton Hood. Really, my big flaw with Colton Hood is the deceleration, that the downshifting, if you will, right? I think when he really starts to kick it up to high speed, right, following a wide receiver on the boundary or whatever the case may be, like he's starting to upshift, if you will. If that wide receiver starts to decelerate, right, maybe he's coming back to the quarterback, maybe he's, maybe it's a deep curl or something like that. I think Colton Hood kind of gets, I think there's some friction with him going from top end speed, trying to slow down. But outside of that, man, super, super, super fluid corner. Also plays the run game really, really well, physical. Press is really where I think he shines. He's patient at the line of scrimmage. He has fluid hips. I really love that about Colton. I think he has good ball skills as well, making plays, trying to stick his hand in and deflect a pass. So it would not surprise me in the least if Colton Hood was the pick for the Jets. My guess was 33 if he falls, but my guess was 33. So I'm not going to say I'm shocked that the Jets would consider him at spot number 16. But again, And I guess it really depends on how much you value, how much you weigh the consensus, the Mel Kipers. By the way, he mocked David Bailey to the Jets as spot number 2 earlier today. How much weight do you put into the opinions of the big dog NFL insiders? Because a lot of these guys have Colton Hood as a late round 1, maybe Chiefs back into the first round, Dolphins at spot number 30. There's a lot of teams mocking the Seahawks, or Colton Hood to the Seahawks. Although I think they maybe should lean safety, in my personal opinion, over boundary corner. I don't think they could go wrong with a guy in Colton Hood, but beside the point. So, draft shaping up. I mean, we're 8-ish days away from the NFL draft, so I'm expecting more rumors to be coming out here. So, anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching, and yeah, as always, go Jets.